But you did not free me from within the Horned One. The Horned One was not born of the wrath of the gods as you had thought. I wanted to be with you. I wanted it so much that I gave up the power of the Kingmaker.
What?
Once freed, that vast, insatiable power gave rise to a monster. The Horned One.
No!
Do you know how Kingmakers are born? They are born when a soul is sacrificed in order that a great power may be tamed. In unbinding my soul, I unleashed that power. By abandoning it, I committed an unforgivable crime. A crime for which I was punished.
So you have not returned to me?
Forgive me, my love. I am that which sealed away the Horned One's power. Only through my sacrifice could the power which poured forth from him be contained.
Then, by unleashing him, I have undone what good you wrought.
No, my love. For a great evil has left the world. The Horned One is defeated. And so, my role in containing him has come to an end. My soul can be at peace, at long, long last. Thank you for never ceasing to love me. We will meet again, dear heart. Not in this world, but somewhere, someday. Goodbye, my love, my Doloran. Goodbye.
Alyssa, no. Not yet! Alyssa!
Doloran.
Alessandra is no more. Allegoria will not rise again. All that I have loved is lost. Roland, tell me, what great wrong did I do to deserve this? Was it in surrendering to love that I erred? Or in accepting a crown of which I was not worthy?
You did no wrong. You just did what you could to keep your love for Alessandra alive and save your kingdom. That's life. People do what they can, try to live as best they can. And then the tide of history comes and sweeps them all away. My country was swept away too. I tried to stop it. Tried to prevent the war that would end it all. But you can't hold back the tide. And so it rolled in.
I have an idea. Why don't we make a new Allegoria?
A what?
Huh?
If it can't be brought back, I mean, we can build a new one instead.
A new one?
We did it. We built a new kingdom from nothing. A kingdom where everyone could live happily ever after.
Oh,
it was small
God.
at first, but it grew, and thanks to its wonderful people, it eventually became a great nation. You can do the same, Doloran.
You truly think this possible?
Maybe that's why I was brought here. The country Evan and I built together. It changed things for you, Dolorine. For this whole world. No one needs to be a slave to the past anymore. Now we can look to the future.
Evan Pettywhisker Tildrum. You are yet young, but you are a great king indeed.
You really think so?
I will start afresh. I will build a new kingdom. For the sake of my departed subjects. For the sake of my beloved.
Hear, hear!
Something...
Evan?
We come before you today to make a solemn oath in the presence of all our peoples.
United we stand as one single land.
Well now.
Hey!
Is it... Are you...
Hey.
And here I was hoping you wouldn't have to see this. What, he knew he was gonna go away? Looks like this is goodbye. I guess it's about time I was heading back home. You're not going to stay here with me? Doesn't look that way. I can feel it. It's pulling me back. But your world is... Yeah, before I came here, I watched it be destroyed. I may be returning to nothing but death and despair. I know that. But whatever is waiting for me, I'll be able to face it. I built this kingdom with you. If I can do that, I can do anything. You taught me a lot, Evan Pettywhisker Tildrum. I won't forget, not ever. Roland.
Well, Evan, see you around.
Goodbye, Roland.
Evan?
Who are you?
I think you know.
You're King Ferdinand, aren't you? You've been helping me all along.
Yes and no. I am Ferdinand. But it's really you who's been helping me.
What?
Everything I've told you, you told me first.
I don't understand.
This is going to sound strange, but I can send my mind through time. It's a gift I've had since I was born. And using it to visit you seemed like the obvious thing to do. I mean, who wouldn't want to find out what his famous father was like as a child?
Father?
Yes, you are my father, and I am your son.
What?
I promised that I would live up to your legendary achievements, but before I could do that, I had to see them for myself. The things I said to you, those words of wisdom, they were all yours.
But Ferdinand lived long ago. He...
I'm afraid that was just Bodley's little joke. She's no historian, you see. She's a seer. She didn't tell you what had happened. She told you what was going to happen. About how I would become the first king to unite the whole world.
So you did? I mean, you will?
Yes, you started it all by uniting the 5 great realms. But there were plenty of others. Smaller perhaps, but realms just the same. Each with its own particular problems. Poverty, war, and any number of other things. None of them easy to solve. But solve them you did. One by one by one.
And you?
Yes, I carried on what you started. And in the end, I finished it.
So that means he's like projecting his consciousness as a child, because if he knows he accomplished that stuff, that means he lived it. So how old is he actually? I'm wondering.
I come before you, a true king at last. I, Ferdinand, have brought together the peoples of every nation under the heavens. The great work my beloved father began is finally complete, and the world stands united under a single banner. I hereby swear, in the name of King Evan, to safeguard this hard-won peace, for as long as I shall live.
And with that, my promise to Nella was fulfilled at long, long last.
Alright. There we have it. I've got some little look at the background. It's like flashbacks almost in the art. Young Evan, young Nella. Alright. Oh, it has been. Oh, look at the little Batu, and that looks real safe. Look at Tani. I love the art in this game. I think the art is absolutely, it's definitely one of the strong points. I've got a lot of thoughts. Like the art being absolutely beautiful. While there's some of the music in this that I think is, you know, the music is really fantastic. For those of you who haven't seen or played the first one, I like this art right here. I feel like this should have been a scene, not just a, maybe it was like story art or something. But a lot of the music was actually recycled from the first game. So, you know, looking forward to the next game, and then hearing like a lot of the same music was a little bit underwhelming, even if it is still very beautiful. Like, this is new, I believe, this end credits song, ending theme, Happily Ever After. And it is one of my favorites in the game after listening to the soundtrack. The gameplay is very, very fun, and oh, look at what's his face, Niall, gambling away his whole, like, everything again. That's one thing that was kind of disappointing, was that there's like a literal casino that you have to go in to advance the story, and they don't let you gamble or play any gambling games. Whereas in the first one, there was a secret casino that you only found if you remembered. They mentioned they were going to build it in the future, and then because you're in the past at one point, and then when you go back to the normal time, if you forgot that they said that, you'd never know it. But there was like this whole, like, you could play blackjack and poker, and you could, oh, look at that, they're finally getting married. That's cute. Look at Evan squeezing Lofty. He's so happy. But yeah, so lack of like mini games as far as like, you know, when there's an actual, I don't know, I just think that addition would have been fun. Lofty was kind of like, look at this cool art. Lofty just felt like a watered down version of Drippy in the first game. They even gave him the same like mannerisms and the same speech, you know, type of form of speech, like the flip and everything, and it didn't satisfy me. Oh, I love that when they were frogs. That's also a shout out to the Roland, Frog Roland. Oh, so good. But it just made me miss Drippy. And Drippy was actually a fairy in the first game, and it's just like, what is, you know, I mean, Lofty is a dragon, but, you know, like, the world, it's like, oh, it's the same world, and here's Ding Dong Dell, but, like, where's all of the other countries? Like, where's, you know, where's Alma Moon, and where's, like, the snow people, and where are the fairies who are, like, really powerful, and they lived on this island? Like, it just, the whole world, it just, the world map isn't the same, the people aren't the same, like, nothing's the same except for Ding Dong Dell. I just feel like it's not really a true sequel. I think they should have just, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. Like, maybe it's just kind of like how all the Final Fantasies have nothing to do with each other. Like, they just wanted, like, little shout-outs in this, and I feel like Evan's enthusiasm felt more out of lack of emotions than out of wisdom. Like, he just seemed to get over his hardships really quickly. Like, we have that moment in the beginning where he's crying and Nella's dead, and it's just very, like, you know, everything's happening so quickly. His father was murdered, you know, and then he just, like, he talks about at the end there in his speech, like, he says, in the beginning all I could think of was vengeance, you know, but then I learned, and, like, blah, 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 and, like, we should have been shown that throughout the story, him struggling with his inner thoughts, and, like, his thoughts of vengeance, and, like, his hurt, you know? He just kind of seemed to snap back up, like, you know what I mean? Like, he just didn't, we should have seen his growth and the change in his emotions and in his mental state. Like, he just felt way too calm and collected the whole time, just until that speech. Oh, here's a little, I'll stay quiet for just a minute.
We'll be arriving at the World Unification Summit shortly, Mr. President.
Thanks.
You seem happy.
Not really. We still have a mountain to climb. I can't imagine convincing all the nations of the world to sign up to this will be easy.
It's never been done before, I guess, but if you could pull it off, wow.
Oh, it's been done all right.
Really?
Sure. in a little country a long, long way from here.
Alright. We've got some robes of unity. Yeah, let's complete the save. Like, I don't know, and just I feel like there should have been more. I feel like the weakest part of the game is the characters, and like this is why we play. I mean, this me personally, I play JRPGs for the story and the characters, and like while the gameplay was like fun and polished, even the gameplay itself lacked some of the components that the first one I felt like made it shine. Like the Higgledies, while they're super cute and it's fine and they're fun in combat, they're nowhere near as like fun and satisfying as it was taming and fighting with familiars in the first game. And it also added so much the replayability of the first game, because you're not only is there like 100, and not 100, but there's like there's quite a lot of familiars, but they also, you have to go out and fight them and catch them. It's kind of like Pokemon, if you haven't played it, but then you choose what movesets you want them to learn, and you also choose how they evolve, basically, and you choose what forms. Like, each one has multiple forms that you can choose to allow it to grow into, and that changes its stats and everything, and it was just so involved, and they were so cute, and I missed that. I really did. I just didn't think it was a good. They were like, oh, there's not going to be the familiars, but there's going to be a new cool battle system, and like I don't think that was a fair trade. I'm really curious as to the decision that went behind leaving the familiars out. And the characters themselves, I just feel like there should have been more cutscenes and more dialogue, more scripted, voice-acted dialogue, showing downtime or banter between the characters to like help us get to know them better and see how they interact with each other. Because some of the characters in the party like barely spoke with one another at all. Like, you had to walk up to them and talk to them, but sometimes they would just turn to Evan and just talk to Evan instead, and it just kind of, I feel like it's a lot of missed opportunities there. Like, while your party has more characters in it, there's just less depth to them, and that was just they feel more like gameplay mechanics than characters. Like Auntie Martha, when you first met her, I thought that she was gonna feel like a character, but then it ends up she's just like the Higgledy lady that runs the Higgledy shop, basically, or whatever it was called. Like, I don't know, I think it is what it is. It's very beautiful. I just feel like they missed some opportunities for potential. But mostly I want to say thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and really, enjoyed the ride for what it is, and maybe there'll be a Ni no Kuni 3. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they'll bring Oliver and Drippy back. I don't know. We'll see where it goes, but if you stuck around this long, thank you so much, and be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you real soon here in the future for whatever next adventure we choose to dive into. So be sure to take good care of yourself, and take it easy.